I mean, for me, it is a long-term relationship. A rheumatological disease is a chronic disease. It doesn't go away. It's very personal. It affects their everyday, ability to do things, their quality of life. And then a lot of times they do see us even more frequently than their primary care physician. So we, our rheumatoid patients, we see our rheumatoid arthritis patients, we see every 3 months, as well as our lupus patients. So we do develop a really close bond. I encourage people to bring their family members in because our diseases are complicated, so we do really build a close bond with both all the members of the family, whether it's a child or a spouse. We do encourage them to bring others in so that they can also learn about the disease and know what the expectations are. We go through family history. We want to know everything about their immediate family, their children, obviously because that's very pertinent, as autoimmune disease can be very genetic, and so we do want to make sure that their family members are aware and that we do know who else is in their family. It's not just a one-person disease. It is unfortunately sometimes a family disease that can be in multiple generations. Kenosha is a great community. It's still small enough where you do get that community feel, like everyone knows each other. People, have children that go to the same schools. There's definitely a lot of familiarity with that. I did come from a big university system. I trained at University of Texas Southwestern. Parkland Hospital is the county hospital of Dallas County. So I saw how medicine was done there, and it was great. It was very scientifically based. The medicine's the same. The medications are going to be the same, but I think the connection sometimes is not always there in those bigger community hospitals or bigger university hospitals, which they're great, and I worked there for many years. But that sense of family wasn't there, and I do feel like, you do have to form a family-like relationship with your physician and their team, especially with rheumatological diseases, because they are chronic and they are, things that you do need to be seen frequently for. I actually am the first physician in my family, and then I tell all the other physicians after me that they followed in my footsteps, and they like to laugh at that. But, so it wasn't that I was around physicians. I grew up in Iowa. My dad worked for the U.S. Department of Agriculture. He was a soil conservation scientist, so he would tell people where they could or could not farm and where they could and could not build buildings. And I think medicine just always appealed to me. I remember being in 9th grade, and we had a meeting with our high school counselors about what did you want to do when you grow up, and I just always said, I want to be a doctor. I want to be a physician, and of course my parents were very happy with that. So rheumatology wasn't a decision I made right away. It wasn't necessarily even a decision I made during medical school. It was a combination of factors. One of them, I did already have 2 children during residency. So one of the factors was I did want something that would be accommodating to my growing family, but also I wanted something that I loved and that was interesting to me. So when I was at Parkland at UT Southwestern, we had just so many cases of young females coming in with severe autoimmune diseases and really just nowhere else to turn, and how we do have these treatments now that we didn't have 20 or 30 years ago, where people's lives were so impacted by these diseases, and there really wasn't a lot that you could do 50 years ago. And now with all the new medications, with all the new treatment options, people are living normal lives. And I loved seeing how we could improve people and that there was something that you could do. A lot of chronic diseases, unfortunately, there's not a lot of treatment. With rheumatology, people feel better right away, and they are fairly compliant with their medications because they know they make a difference. Hello, I'm Robina Chowdhery. I practice rheumatology at Frederick South.